Alright, so we're going to pick up the last problem that we had left from last week. Is problem 42. So once you have this, you should be able to do those last two homework problems, I believe it is. They're 37 and 41. So this says, write the function as a product of linear and irreducible quadratic factors, all with real coefficients. So it's essentially the same thing we were doing previously. So this problem, we have f of x is equal to x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus x squared minus 8x minus 12. So we're going to find all possible zeros. Then we're going to look at the calculator and see which ones we think will work. So to find all possible, we do plus or minus 12 on top and plus or minus 1 on the bottom. So factors of 12, we've got 1, 2, and all these are plus or minus, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And then on the bottom, we just have 1. Since it's all just over 1, I'm not going to rewrite them all individually, and that's okay if you do that as well. So looking at the calculator graph, you can type that in and look at it here if you want. If you're going to do that, go ahead and pause. Since I already had it worked out, I'm going to go ahead and try -1 and 3. Those look like on my calculator that they will work. So I'm going to check those two here in using synthetic. So I'm going to start with the -1 in the top. So -1, and then I'm going to copy down all the numbers. Remember, if anything's missing, we put a 0. In this case, it's not. So 1, -2, 1, -8, -12. So then bring down the 1. 1 times -1 is -1. Minus 2, -3. Times -1 is +3. Gives you 4. -4, -12, +12. Ends with a 0. Because it ends in a 0, that indicates that that is 1. So we end up with the factor of x plus 1. Okay, remember, just as a refresher, this is really x equals -1 with what we had. So to move it over, we get x plus 1 equals 0. And so this is one of the factors that we're going to have. And then now we can try 3, doing the same thing, but we copy these numbers down now. Okay, so remember, this was an x to the fourth term, meaning this is now an x cubed term. Okay, it's going to come in handy when we get to the next step. So I'm left with x cubed minus 3x squared. Oops, hold on, let me write it down first. Plus 4x minus 12. Okay, so then I can do synthetic now with the 3. Sorry, I kind of changed my mind on how I wanted to do that. I wanted to go ahead and rewrite it so we can see it. So now I've got 1, -3, 4, -12. So bring it down. 1, it's going to give me 3, 0, 0, 4, 12. 0, so that one also works. So again, we get x minus 3 as one of our factors, okay, for the same reason like I listed out above. So now I didn't have any other numbers that I thought I could check, okay? So that means that I've got to see what I have left over. So this was an x cubed term here, which means this is now x squared. So I'm left with x squared plus 4, okay, and obviously if I were to do that and I were to actually try to find the little factors, I would say, okay, well, x squared is equal to -4, x equals plus or minus the square root of 4. Well, that has i's in it, and so since it said something about them being real, linear and irreducible quadratic factors, can't talk this morning, with real coefficients. Okay, so this would not lead us to something with that. So what we're going to do is our final answer will be written as x plus 1 times x minus 3 times x squared plus 4. Okay. All right, so that's the last problem for that. So again, you need to finish up those problems if you haven't already done so. Okay, probably needed help with at least the last two, and those need to be turned in by 3:15 on Wednesday, because this is going to be your classwork for that day.